Season 17 just released, and it's the season of the rat. Today I'm going to be showing you the top 20 best rat spots on Olympus. For our first spot in this video, it's going to be located in the bottom left by Elysium. You're going to want to come to the north side right by the edge of the map and climb onto the side. If you run all the way to the other side, it will make it harder for the enemies to spot you. And if you're a mobility legend and still get spotted, you can climb all the way up out of sight from everyone. But I recommend staying down here for the view. For our next spot, it's going to be underneath the map. It's located right between Terminal and Hammond Lab, and you're going to want to jump off the map into this corner and then go around until you land on top of the structure. This is the only spot you can land or else you'll be killed, so be careful. It's very difficult to get out the same way, but it is possible. For our third spot, it's going to be located at Bonsai Plaza. You can get up here as any mobility legend or an evac tower. You're going to want to land on top of the bridge on the roof, and if you go onto the very edge, the warning will go away and you'll never be spotted. These next few spots are some of my favorite. You're going to want to head over between Hammond Labs and Turbine. If you go to this bridge and jump up onto the rocks, you can parkour on the rocks until you get into this corner. Or if you're not that good enough, just like me, you can just use any mobility legend to get into the spot. It's out of sight and it's super ratty. The next spot is just on the other side as our last. If you jump off the bridge, you can get to this corner on the edge of the mountain. It makes it difficult for enemies to see you, but you just have to stay super quiet. You can also get up from climbing or boosting up from the bottom. This next spot is Tier 100 Rat. If you're by the southeast area of Rift with an evac tower, you can place your evac tower somewhat in this area and take it all the way up. Then land on these pipes and boost back up. The warning will show up, but if you go down just a little bit, it'll disappear. It is insanely difficult to be shot at by any people in this spot. This next spot is right by docks and power grid. If you come to the side of the bridge, there's a little edge you can climb up onto. Any mobility legend can get onto here. You can also get spotted pretty easily, but most people won't even notice you. For our 8th spot, it's by the huge green wall at Oasis and Estates. If you're being chased, you can just run into this spot and run across the whole wall for as long as you need. It may not be the best spot on this list, but definitely one to remember. For our 9th spot, it's going to be right by Terminal and Hammond Labs, and you're going to need an evac tower for it. You need to place it on the south side of Terminal and launch yourself towards the other side of the building. If you tuck yourself into this corner, then fall down, the warning goes away, and you'll never be noticed. For our first double-digit number spot, it's going to be in between Hammond Labs and Turbine. This one is pretty simple, but still a really good one. Most of the trees in the game you can get into, and just for example, try this one out. You can get into these spots as any mobility legends, just make sure you get to the very top. Another tree you can use is just across by Energy Depot and Hammond Labs. All you gotta do is get to the very top and you'll be golden. This next spot is located right by the under the map spot by Terminal and Hammond Labs. It may not be the best spot, but if you just go into these bushes, it's a super ratty spot that most players won't check. It was also used by XQC and Disguised Toast Hide and Seek 2.
What am I looking at?
I think we're in an amazing spot right now.
He's by the tree.
I'm in an amazing spot too.
This next spot is right by the portals between Hammond Labs and Grow Towers. It may not be the craziest on this list, but using natural terrain is always the best. Just climb up on these rocks and get wedged into the corner. It hides you from most enemies and is a pretty good spot. And you can also go across the rocks to the opposite side and use this spot as well. This next spot is located towards the bottom of the map at Hydroponics. If you come to the side, there's a tiny ledge that you can get onto and run all the way across. You have to be super careful with this spot because it's very easy to fall off. It's a super ready spot to quickly hide from enemies, and make sure not to fall off. Our next spot is by the north side of the teleporters in between Hammond Labs and Grow Towers. This spot is so quick and simple, and also accessible as any legend. Jump into this cubby and it's an easy spot to rat in. Our number 17 spot is a quick and easy one. On the south side of Terminal, there's a little corner you can climb into. Passing by players will never even know you're here. If you need a spot to rat in and play placement, well, here it is. This next spot is right outside Hammond Labs. If you jump on top of this car, there's a little hole you can hide in. You can be seen on the sides, but 90% of the time you won't be spotted. It's an easy little rat spot that you can get in and out pretty easily. Right by the edge of Grow Tower, there's an easy little rat spot to use. If you jump onto these pipes, there's a slant you can tuck into and be hidden from most players. You're still open to enemies though, so be careful. Our final spot in this list will be on the south side of Terminal. This is by far my favorite spot. Nothing like some good old bush camping. Just hop in and take your free RP. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. I hope you learned something new. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And be on the lookout for top rat spots on Kings Canyon soon.